Espresso martinis have taken the world by storm. They are an incredibly popular vodka cocktail, but not everybody has access to an espresso machine. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make an espresso martini 2 different ways without using any espresso. I know what you might be thinking, well, that doesn't make it an espresso martini. And you're right, but I don't care. This still has coffee in it, it still has caffeine in it, so let's get right into it. So this cocktail, the Espresso Martini, it was created in the 1980s by a bartender by the name of Dick Bradsell in London. And shortly thereafter, it exploded and took the world by storm, and then fell out of popularity, and now it's back for whatever reason. It's a pretty incredible cocktail, and one that, despite the fact that it uses vodka, I really enjoy, especially after a long day of being out and about and you want a little bit of pick-me-up, but you want to keep the party going. Or if you just want to start your day off feeling nice. I'm not here to judge. Let's grab our shaker tin. It is a shaken cocktail. And like I said, this is going to follow the traditional recipe of an espresso martini, but we're just going to sub out the espresso for another ingredient, which I'll tell you in a minute. So we are going to do 1 ounce of a good vodka. Make sure it's a good vodka. What do I mean by that? It's not overly expensive and it has good taste. My recommendation, St. George's all-purpose vodka. So 1 ounce of vodka. We're gonna do 1 ounce of coffee liqueur. Traditionally, it would be Kahlua, but Kahlua doesn't actually have any real coffee in it, if you didn't know that. But St. George's Nola coffee liqueur is made with real coffee. It has an incredible coffee taste, and we're gonna do 1 ounce of this. I know the anticipation's probably killing you. What am I gonna sub in the espresso for? Well, so espresso is concentrated coffee. It has that strong concentrated flavor, and it really gives you a strong kick. One way that I've made espresso martinis in the past for friends and at my bar here is using cold brew coffee. Because cold brew has to steep and brew for over 10 hours, sometimes like 12 hours, you can substitute this in and it'll taste maybe not exactly the same, but it'll taste incredible and it will give you all the similar effects of espresso. So now we're gonna do 1 ounce of our cold brew. Let's do 1 ounce of cold brew. And then last but not least, a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. And now we're gonna add ice. And we're gonna make sure we shake this up really, really well. We wanna really froth it up and have a nice frothy head. Hey, yo. We're gonna grab our chilled coupe glass here, and then we're going to double strain our Espresso Martini into our glass. Very frothy, very foamy. It's exactly what we're looking for. Get that nice and strained. It will eventually settle. It'll start to look more like coffee. All right. And traditionally you would garnish this with 3 coffee beans. I don't have any. So we're gonna do a cool different decoration that I have seen in the past. So what you want is something flat. I got a piece of cardboard here and a little bit of coffee ground up. So we're just gonna shake it over the top and just get a nice straight line. And there you have an espresso martini without espresso. Before I talk about it, let's make the other version I have, and then we'll get back to talking about this incredible cocktail. But all right, let's get to, all right, I'll stop doing dumb tricks now. All right, let's get to the second way to make an espresso martini without espresso. So I hate vodka. I don't like vodka. I don't like to use it. I think it's an inferior spirit that doesn't really taste like anything, and therefore you should probably find something else to use in your cocktails. And this is an experiment that I did a little while ago that I absolutely fell in love with, and I think it works just as well, if not slightly better, than the traditional espresso martini recipe. So again, we are going to do 1 ounce of our Nola coffee liqueur from St. George. We're gonna do 1 ounce of our cold brew coffee. And I have done this with regular coffee and it works just the same. So if you happen to just have a regular coffee brewer at home and you don't feel like, and you don't have a $4,000 espresso machine and you don't really feel like going out to getting cold brew, you can just make regular coffee and let it cool down and use it in your cocktails. It works too. Maybe it's not as concentrated, but the flavor's there. Anyway, 1 ounce of our espresso. I said espresso, I meant cold brew. We are gonna do a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. And we are going to do 1 ounce of Floridicana's 7-year aged rum. And You might be thinking rum in this cocktail. That makes no sense. And that's what I thought too, except that the people at Florida Con, they actually make a coffee liqueur, which I don't have here. And I thought to myself, well, maybe I'll swap that in for the vodka. But all right, let's add some ice. And again, we're gonna shake this up vigorously to get it nice, agitated, get that nice frothy, frothy head. Hey, yo. Grab our slightly chilled coupe glass, and we're going to double strain, and let's double strain this out. All right, and let's let that settle. I'm not gonna garnish it just so we can tell the difference, and then I'm gonna put them side by side. We'll taste it, and then we'll talk about it. They do taste different. The rum has an inherent flavor to it that vodka just doesn't. And I guess by definition, because vodka is flavorless and colorless. But I like it. It's earthier, it's richer. It has this more like velvety flavor due to the rum. And because rum is already kind of like an earthy kind of spirit anyway, I think it really works well with the coffee and the coffee liqueur. I think that it's an incredible swap right into an espresso martini that I think just works excellently. And I didn't have to use vodka, which makes me very happy. If you can't get enough of vodka recipes, I do have a video right over here on how to make the perfect White Russian.